looking at the big picture for the season? Or are we seeing, maybe for the first time, a real disconnect to the holidays? Joblessness, broken homes, and global violence on a scale that's mind-blowing. On today's show, we will hear from three voices. A father who recently lost his job due to his company outsourcing his work overseas. A young man whose best friend was killed just before the holidays by gun violence. And a young woman who is seeing her family go through a divorce during the season when families come together. Where's the hope for the season? What kind of holiday is this for you? And what's the purpose of it all, really?
My parents had been together for almost 20 years. They were the rock, not just for our immediate family, but the entire Johnson and Smith families. Every holiday season, we'd host some sort of family gathering or dinner. It was as if the entire family centered on the activities of my mother and father. Just recently, my parents called me and my little brother to a family meeting. They sat us down and tried their best to speak to us without breaking down. Both were holding back tears. My father got up the courage, finally, and he said, "First, I want you to know that we want what's best for you. We love you, and whatever happens in the future, we want what's best for the two of you. Your mother and I are getting a divorce." I was in shock. How could this be? My two nearly perfect parents were telling me that their marriage was over, that they'd grown apart from each other, and we would be able to see them separately when they were available. How could this happen? The rock, the center of my universe, was falling apart. How could God allow this to happen? What happened to them being together for life, growing old together? What happened to us being able to come home and love on them the way they loved on us? Now my brother and I would have to see them in separate spaces, and potentially one day with another person as their husband or wife. Even saying it now hurts me more than I can mention. One of my girlfriends suggested that I come to her Bible study, church gathering. She thought it would be good for me to listen and, if I felt led, to tell my story. I told her that I wasn't really impressed with church people, and I just didn't want strangers in my family's business. Well, she said it wasn't like that. And if I reconsidered, I was always welcome. I really wasn't going to go. But one Wednesday I went with my friend. We got there and the members were so nice. They were warm people with big personalities. And as I sat there and listened to the conversation, I felt a little out of place because of everything people were saying about Jesus being the reason for the season, why we're all here, why we're alive. But seeing that it was Christmas, I remembered back to those lessons that I was taught when I was little and my grandmother used to take me to church, and I connected what was being said to that. At the end of the lesson, the Bible study teacher asked if there were any questions. And I felt led to ask, why do families break up? And why should I trust a Jesus who died 2,000 years ago and allows things like this to happen? Why should I trust him? What if he can't help me be in a better place? How can I trust him with my heart that is already broken?